Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into something absolutely crucial, a high-stakes theme that literally separates truly great leaders from the rest of the pack. We're talking about decision-making under pressure. We're going to figure out exactly how certain people manage to maintain total clarity right when everyone else is completely losing theirs. So picture this. You've got exactly 10 minutes left on a massive deadline. Out of nowhere, a critical error is discovered. Immediately, the room just erupts. People start over-talking, they're pointing fingers, and that deep panic sets in. Look, whether it's a final exam, a workplace crisis, or the last moments of a championship game, we have all been in a room where the air just gets sucked out and chaos takes over.
Because here's the thing, and this is our core hook for today. Pressure doesn't actually create mistakes. It exposes bad decision-making habits. Leadership isn't proven when things are calm and easy. No way. It's revealed when time is incredibly short, the pressure is immense, and your information is completely incomplete. That is the exact moment your true capacity for leadership is exposed.
So let's talk about our first major concept, clarity over perfection.
When that clock is ticking down and a crisis hits, you'll see people split into three camps. Bad leaders, well, they simply freeze. They are totally paralyzed by the fear of making the wrong move. Average leaders tend to react emotionally. They get swept up in the panic, maybe they start blaming others, or they just kind of mirror the anxiety of the room. But strong leaders, they do something completely different. They simplify the situation. When there are way too many options creating confusion, a strong leader violently reduces that noise down to just one or two workable choices. Listen, leadership under fire means you're going to have to make fast decisions, and you're going to have to make them with incomplete information. It's not about having all the perfect answers. It requires this deep, fundamental understanding that indecision, waiting around for perfect data that just isn't coming, creates infinitely more damage than a swift, slightly imperfect action. You absolutely have to create movement.
All right, how do we actually do this? Let's get into the three-step decision model. Here is your practical roadmap for navigating the chaos. Step 1. Pause the panic loop. Step 2. Separate facts from noise. And Step 3. Choose the safest forward action. Let's unpack each of these steps so you can see exactly how to apply them when things go sideways.
So Step 1. Pausing that panic loop. Ronald Heifetz uses this brilliant metaphor of a chaotic dance floor. Imagine everyone bumping into each other, the music is way too loud, it's just a total mess. A leader's first job is not to jump in and immediately start solving the problem. It is to stop the chaos. You have to step up to the balcony so you can observe the patterns and regulate the distress.
According to research from INSEAD, leaders actually have to regulate their own emotions first to provide a safe space, a holding environment, for their team. By stepping onto that balcony and deliberately adopting a calm, grounded tone, you essentially hit the reset button for the entire group. You create a container where the panic stops, trust is rebuilt, and people can actually hear each other again. You literally just say, "Stop. Let's look at what we have." Okay, so the room is quiet. Now we hit Step 2, separating facts from noise. Facts are your confirmed pieces of information. They are the knowns. Noise, on the other hand, is all the assumptions, the high emotions, and the wild guesses floating around the room. Under pressure, people naturally conflate the two, and that's incredibly dangerous.
To aggressively separate the facts from the noise, you literally just ask two questions. These are the exact diagnostic tools a leader uses to cut through the panic loop. Ask the room, what do we know for sure? Write it down. Then ask, what are we assuming? By forcing the team to categorize their thoughts like this, you strip away the emotional noise and reveal the actual factual foundation you have to work with.
Which brings us to Step 3, choosing the safest forward action. When a team is stuck and time is running out, the most effective approach is often what Hersey's situational leadership model calls a directing style. Now, this isn't about micromanaging forever. It's a short-term, highly structured approach where the leader makes the immediate decision and closely supervises the execution explicitly to create movement. You are breaking the paralysis.
And what does that movement actually look like? It is simply the next workable step. You are not looking for a silver bullet, and you are sure as well not looking for the final, perfect solution. You are looking for a safe-to-fail experiment. You just need an action that bounds the risk, gives you a measurable signal, and pushes the team forward safely. Great leaders don't find the perfect answer, they find the next workable step.
Now, we need to talk about a huge roadblock here, the overthinking trap. You've essentially got two types of teams in a crisis. On one side, the frozen team. This happens when leaders seek endless consensus and sit around waiting for perfect data that just doesn't exist.
On the other side, we have the moving team. This team is led by someone who diagnoses the situation rapidly and takes bold action, even when they don't know the perfect answer. If you remember just one thing from this explainer, make it this phrase: in pressure situations, speed with clarity beats perfection with delay. Let's be real, a decent plan executed violently right now is infinitely better than a perfect plan executed next week.
Okay, let's make this practical. It's time for training your decision muscle.
I want to give you a highly tangible, actionable exercise to take away today. Whether you're a student, a new manager, or just someone wanting to build their mental speed, this is for you. I call it the 24-hour mental training task.
Here's the deal. For the next 24 hours, your goal is to practice making small, fast decisions without overthinking. Here are your rules. First, force yourself to choose quickly between options in your daily life, like what to eat or what email to answer first. Second, set a strict 30-second decision rule for all minor tasks. And third, once you make a decision, never change it unless it is absolutely critical to do so. The whole goal here is to train your mental speed and systematically reduce that hesitation loop. You got to train your brain to become comfortable with finality.
As we wrap this module up, I really want this final thought to sink in. Pressure does not destroy leaders. It reveals how prepared they are to think clearly. By practicing pausing the panic, separating facts from noise, and valuing speed over perfection, you ensure that when the real pressure hits, what gets revealed is a highly prepared, decisively clear leader.
And you know, that sets us up perfectly for our next module. We're going to be shifting gears from operational crises to human crises, emotional control and conflict handling. Because at the end of the day, true leadership is tested not just with complex problems, but with difficult people. Are you ready? Thanks so much for joining me for this explainer, and I'll catch you in the next one.